Alright, we're actually good there. Then I got permission to watch the end of the Counter-Strike final. Yes! Cloud9 representing. Very good.
Egg. They're going to try and jump over. No, they're not. They're running him down up close. Rops can't find a thing. And Brokey, this is one clutch too far. He's just got to run away. Cloud9 withstand this round.
Oh, that was scary as well, considering Nafany almost got picked by that jungle, that jungle angle to Palace. He gets a molly, he delays Brokey's play, and then he goes on to find 3 kills and win the round. And they didn't fall for Rops to the back of the bomb site. That could have been the surprise for Cloud9 that cost them the round.
I was going to say here, is Shiro going to go for the up? And I see, yes, Shiro does have the up. So I guess we got to see. Maybe he can, bring more into this half. I know he's a little, he's negative by a little bit, but if he's...
Alright, we're cheering on Cloud9, yeah?
Better than he was on the
oh shit, they're not out of this yet. They're down
almost a career low for Shiro. And
but,
he has a spawn coming into this gun round as well. This is an
this
equalizer.
And
FaZe don't have a lot behind it other than the AWP, so this is where Shiro can really start to tear them up. That being said, unlikely FaZe are going to send these pistols flying into middle.
Curious to see if Brokey has a spawn, if he's going to try going for anything, see if maybe they can catch him. No, Brokey doesn't really have a spawn really. He's probably going to go slow mid, or maybe he holds for the upper B pick, because maybe is Shiro going to go for a cat jump? Yeah, it looks like Shiro's going to go for the cat jump here. Or is he going to go for a little window pick? Oh yeah, okay, no window smoke.
Keep it safe.
I like that, right? The money's kind of weird. I think the last thing you want is for your offer to get caught, maybe even mess up the window jump. We've seen it happen to the best of them.
That,
Suddenly you're falling into lower. There's a deagle there. It's just your worst nightmare. So Shiro hangs out in the window for now.
Is the Shiro guy good?
Round from FaZe. They were kind of hoping that Cloud9 give them a peek, give them an early fight.
Yes.
They're just hoping that Cloud9 just makes a mistake and Brokey can just find a pick with the up while everyone else is on pistols. Nothing pushed or peaked underpass. Now they're just probably just going to slow walk over B.
Oh, last year.
Pop out. Maybe Brokey will watch the market cross and he can catch a rotate.
Wait, is that the Zoomer kid? I thought he played on. I thought he played on the other
trying
team.
to worm their way in. We do have that orb set up back to the apartments, trying to hold the line, but the pistols have got to find success. Brokey feeling like a play's got to be made. Lands a leg. Even repositions, gets himself into the back of the site. There's still a man in the site with them, but Buster reloading is a tricky prospect. Shiro's got his back with that AWP, and Brokey's lit up. The close is found.
All right, come back, boys.
Cloud9, don't let that hero AWP have a say in how that round plays out.
Yeah, Buster's come a long way in a very little amount of time on Cloud9, right? Obviously an extremely experienced player, one that's been to the final of a major as well. There's no doubt on this guy, but, Katowice, especially on this map, one that Cloud9 lent into a lot, he was looking like such a problem piece, and he was getting abused by IHC in some of these B hits. Right now, he's been putting up massive numbers all tournament. 4 kills in that round to stop FaZe from getting the AWP out of control.
Yeah, biggest audience.
Nice clean around pretty much.
I don't know if
because their money is
they would
almost depleted almost if they
big events, big audiences anymore.
Straight.
Corona.
Start heavy B, bomb and AWP late.
I guess they have been
hoping Cloud9 push into their scope. They won't.
Oh yeah, I remember I've seen this strat a few times from FaZe, especially when they play them in Katowice. Just do a little B pressure, make the cat player get off cat and play an upper B, so they can take mid and not really have to worry about the cat pressure at all. And that's what kind of like Exile did. He's kind of worried about that. He's trying to help his teammate in the B site. Now they're out mid. They have full mid control. Now it's really just up to FaZe if they can find these gaps in the defensive Cloud9. Maybe boosting window, getting into con, but.
You got that exact reaction you wanted. Axel's gone back to Anchor B all the way back at bench playing with Buster. That's a big cross shot. Sure is burning. He wanted to try and duck out through window, but he wasn't allowed to. Buster stops Carrigan in apartments. FaZe getting picked apart one by one.
Yeah, FaZe no nades. Only a flash on Russ twice. I think they'll probably maybe see if they can get an early pick here at B. If not, maybe just save. I think a save would be good for FaZe here.
Yeah, I like the Cloud9 are just, now that they're in the 5v3, it's full turtle mode, right? No one wants to be that first domino to fall. No one wants to be that beginning of a round from nowhere that FaZe have always been so good.
There's no way they take this bomb site.
And they know that FaZe are also prone
Get
to just kind of
the fuck
giving
out
these
of
rounds
here,
over.
man.
So by not facing, they'll win it on numbers alone. FaZe don't want to take that risk of running the 3v5. So Cloud9, this round is decided on 2 kills and 2 kills alone. Buster in the apartments and Shiro with that tight angle through the window in mid.
This is good for FaZe to long out the game, but the danger is you're giving a 5 alive round for Cloud9 and a 4 in a row lead, right? Like they are building in. We cannot count out the possibility of Cloud9 taking this map right now and beginning their series on a reverse sweep.
Yeah, Cloud9 are starting to feel more comfortable now. They're getting a lot more cleaner rounds. They're saving that economy. The economy's up there.
Saving for Counter-Strike too.
Getting those picks, you know, so he's starting to feel more comfortable himself as well. So this could very much turn into a Cloud9 game here. We just got to see how FaZe can respond.
What have they got? Carrigan must dig deep.
Again, they have a lot of lack of utility again. There's a full buy. There's a full buy from them. They only have 1 flash, 2 smokes.
One of the rifles, that will leave them with nothing else. Brokey smoked off.
They're going to need the entries here or else it's going to be impossible. If they get shut down early, it's near impossible.
And you're going into one of the best A anchors in the world. It's Hobbit sat on default. This guy, you know, this is his position. This is his house right now. His hole, if it were. And FaZe are going to go right into him. Shiro on the cross, going to get smoked off. That's a jungle smoke. Brokey will combo the flash. Hobbit looks for kills, and that's a clean headshot. Shiro can come over the stairs and help out, but Hobbit needs no support. Bomb dropped with a double kill. FaZe needed these entries. Can they at least get the trades? Yes, they can.
Suddenly they're in with a chance again. Brokey trying to make a play. That was close, but close won't cut it here. Not in the grand final.
Missing that
Can't stop that plant. And now the pressure is right back on FaZe again. With the smokes now fading, with the flank now arriving. This one's starting to slip through the net. Nafany on the scene, deletes Rops. And Brokey, 1 versus 3. Dead! Never even given a chance to play.
Shots like that always feel good.
Yeah, can't see a thing. They didn't even know for sure he was there. They just knew he was somewhere on the site. Warbang through the wood with the AWP and Cloud9. Hey, it got shaky there in the middle, right? FaZe pulling back 2 trades to make it 3-on-3, but it's that bomb drop.
Yeah, this is looking grim.
Maneuvering around default to cover the CT spawn, but he gets there a second too late. And Buster drops the bomb.
The biggest thing there, yeah, was Hobbit getting the entry kill on the rain. As you can see, like as I mentioned, there was no nades, so like just getting the trade now is so impossible. You can't molly default, you can't flash. Hobbit can just play the angles, you know. Carrigan has a little hard kill to get there as well. And yeah, maybe I think there's somewhat maybe a little bit of an overpeak maybe from Cloud9 to kind of get them back into that round. You know, getting that kill on the Shiro and the Khan was really huge for them to kind of get back into it. But yeah, you know, good composure there from Cloud9 to kind of stay in it. Good flank from Nafany.
Yeah, the fact that they are still in it is impressive enough, right? And they're looking to take this one away and bring us to Ancient, Map 4, Anubis, Map 5. Those are the goals for Cloud9. Unknown quantities, potentially.
I saw Twist there was getting a little bit frustrated, you know, but just try to keep calm. You know, they're already up two maps already in the series. Huge kill.
What?
And yeah, I'm sure they'll bring it back. They still have opportunity in this map. They still have 2 more maps.
I mean, what would that mean for Twist as well, right? Obviously, an expert of yours to be the first guy ever to get 2 Grand Slams,
one-on-one duo,
as a representative of the North American region.
I was hoping he would get it back when they were playing Cologne, but they unfortunately like slipped in Dallas, and I was hoping that he would get it 2 times in Cologne. I was like, dang, that would be so sick.
P250 is fucking
nevertheless,
broken,
you know, Grand Slam. I don't care where I am. If I'm in my mama's basement, I don't care. I'll take the Grand Slam.
Just give me the Grand Slam. Little online Grand Slam, anyone? Navi mode. But yeah. Cloud9 regressing mid.
Dude, I mean,
they actually will get left out playing retake.
Even the fact that they like full 4-man gamble towards B up against the Pistols, I think speaks volumes as to where this game's at, right? Nothing's certain, nothing's given, nothing's free. Not versus FaZe. Doing a lot of damage. The advantage still with FaZe Clan. Shiro lighting everyone up 1 by 1. FaZe are falling. Rain, the difference maker, maybe. 1v1. Swing.
No! What the I mean, good that they won the round, but what is that fucking
missed opportunity?
After those missed shots for Shiro as well, you felt like that
no way he would walk that
crumbling under the pressure of a 5-man beat, but Shiro saves it.
Angle. Yeah, I was feeling it for FaZe there. Like,
goes
once
the other
Twist
side.
got those 2 double Ds, I was like, oh, here comes the FaZe round, 2 Ds, there's going to be another 1 D. but Shiro shuts it down.
Yeah, that
nice
was...
shots from Shiro.
I mean, dude, it's so important because, you know, we say, like, sometimes the game is decided by, you know, 1 or 2 rounds, and I think, you know, for Cloud9, this is, you know, at least the opening map kind of felt like that, and there were some moments where they had... Oh, hang on!
Knife, please knife.
Oh, Rops. How's he going to try and do this? He wants to get more than just this 1 kill. Waits it out. Trigger discipline on hard mode. Nafany dead, never even knew about the point man in at ramp. And so a very weird way to find the man advantage, but FaZe will take it. They kind of needed something to hold on to after how these last few rounds have gone. After that close call with the pistols, and so now a 5v4 in your gun round, that feels good, and they're going to keep it very simple.
He was
they're
just
setting up
holding
for the A-pop after getting the pick here.
Yeah, this might even be Cloud9 forced to save, right? Obviously, they've got a bit of money, but it's still going to be on the line, and they will be left with no one in the bomb site. Hobbit realizing, if I want to make this work, I have to go through and take a kill with me. He's up on the bench. Will they molly it? Yes, they do. Out he goes.
Like, it is actually, like, I play a lot of FaZe, and I see it all the time.
Ops is waiting.
When people play 4-3, and I didn't play 4-3,
so
every single game.
40
Every single game.
Through the smoke. They're forcing kills
People
as
missed
they play
someone
Twist
because
with
of
2 more. The Deegs wouldn't do it, but the Rifles will. That's a round for FaZe.
Yeah, flawless round for FaZe. You know, they took their time on everything. You know, through the smokes, waited for the smokes. Smokes landed. Okay, Molly next to the smokes. Molly landed. All right, get close on the smokes. All right, I'm gonna flash from ramp, flashing you through. Perfect.
Couldn't have gone better.
Yeah, it just looked really clean, right? And you know, that's the worry, right? It doesn't take much for FaZe to find ways back in, right? And that round is a very key example of it. It's one fortunate timing picked up by Rops for a free 5v4, and look at what they do with it, right? They don't let those opportunities fall by the wayside.
If they would have lost this round, they would have lost the match guarantee. They would have no money.
And I think it's going to suck them
now
over
it's
Cloud9 that pressure comes through the smokes and removes 2 guns right at the end. That was a round you would have saved in, right? If you don't get that equalizer, the boost wasn't panning out. I think Cloud9 would have looked to give that up under normal circumstances. But because they're hunted, they only get out with 2 guns saved. They have to invest a lot more money in this round. And that's how we see the timeout coming in. There's actually a lot riding on this all of a sudden, right? It can close up very, very quickly.
Yeah, as you can see, the money on Cloud9, like, it's a little rough. You know, obviously some players have bought and some players still have some money left, but FaZe is not that far out just from bringing this game back. They're really close. I understand they've been losing a lot of rounds in a row, but they have their chance. They just need to keep it up. Don't get too discouraged.
Yeah, I think it's very, you know, very sick that Twist, he kind of, you know, he started this game off looking really confident, then had a little quiet patch in the middle, but like that round there and a couple of others here, right? He's actually been like a big-time player in it. I mean, he's the guy out of everyone in this FaZe Clan squad who stands to make history if he wins this event.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting because we have incredible storylines across the whole roster, right from, you know, some of the oldest players we have in the scene right now in Karrigan and his era and the things he still has left to do and go, especially with CS2 out, right? I think he wants to tick a couple more boxes on the bucket list. The 2-time for Twists, Rops with some incredible games here as well. Brokey, the clutch master of FaZe.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you understand. Even if Rust is having a rough performance, like he's still doing great. He's still doing fine, and he's always someone that he's mentally very strong. Like he'll come back.
Unfortunately,
one round where he'll
in Counter-Strike 2, I don't think the Forsen build works as well because utility is so fucking important. Like not just utility, like smoke, but counter utility, like the grenades to counter the smokes.
Foothold over in mid. No one really nearby to contest this.
I have to buy all grenades.
Cloud9, they kind of just have to hold the extremities now, right? The angles that mid provides. They've got to keep a watchful eye on the connector because coming out through it are FaZe to their detriment. Cloud9 hold on in the openers. Shiro getting pressured. Is in hot water now.
No way.
Flips into the connector, ready for a ramp fight. And with Rops low, Cloud9 have responded. They chase down that last kill. And they come up with an immediate reply to FaZe.
Shiro handled that well. He was under fire pretty much right there and at all angles, and he peeked perfectly and all and everything, and his movement was perfect.
Well, yeah, going to be on
it's incredible watching him play behind a box anywhere in any map. The way that he dodges flashes and picks fights and never overswings. You'll see players try and take peeks and they'll go too wide and they'll face 2 opponents. Shearer never does that. I feel like he isolates his duels so well, and knew Rops was low as well to finish him with a pistol. This is not Inferno anymore for Shiro.
That's what, like, with some players with some uppers, like they understand that they have that 1 bullet gun. They just need to like move and just find the slight angles, and Brokey and Shiro are amazing in those positions.
This is a desperate call.
Yeah, this is all it. This is everything being thrown at this, and if this doesn't land, Cloud9 are teed up for the win. Hobbit opens. This guy's been a nuisance in the A plays, and so Carrigan will run him down. Advantage still with Cloud9. But you can't count FaZe out, not in the dying lights of a game like this. This is where they do their best work. Nafany with the reply. Will not let Cloud9 slip into the shadows in this round. Shots. He's keeping that pressure applied.
I know exactly when they're gonna
peek. Back in, Brokey with the CT plant. This could get denied right now. Buster can stop this. Instead, just finds the planter. Carrigan, the man at the helm, in the 1v3. The captain, up against it all. One man coming from CT's side, catches him by surprise. Buster up and over, and with that, Cloud9 on to 15. 1 round away from keeping the grand final going, from keeping their chances in the ESL Pro League. Their shot at the trophy, their chance to deny FaZe Clan, and a promised 4th map all waiting in the wings if Cloud9 can get 5 more kills.
I think that was a fun call from Kerrigan. I was just watching it from Hobbit's perspective at Triple. It just seemed like a lot of them paused. It was like they're second guessing themselves. They didn't really know what their next step was. It was like, are we gonna flash through and take Jungle Con, or are we just gonna flash and take CT? It didn't seem like they thought that one through there. So, good call. Just the mid round there just didn't work out too well.
Oh goodness, that's a pace. Nafany finally gets his revenge. He was the guy walking into Rops and Con in that first half, but he will start this off and maybe send FaZe packing, at least for Mirage. 2 for the captain through the window. It's getting desperate for FaZe, and they're getting shredded.
Don't step alive. Before you do it.
2v4 now. Cloud9 wait for Ancient as they want to make their own history, write their book. Hobbit all the way through, as FaZe must move forward because that net is closing.
Man, to have turned this around from how it started, from the dire straits that this map opened up on, it was a colossal undertaking from the Cloud9 boys on the back foot to open this one up. But since swapping sides, since building into this a little bit more with a few key players getting switched online, commanding performance out of Shiro, they're looking to take us the distance. They're looking to take us to a 4th. Keep the grand final going just a little longer. It's Twists in the clutch. The last saving grace.
I feel it.
1 kill found. Nafany out of the round. Cloud9 do not want to overplay their hand. They don't want to give them away back in. They want this to be ancient history. A map forgotten about on their way to a 4th. The bomb is in top mid. Twists doesn't have it. He can't win this round with the smoke in his way. Time will not be his friend here. And Hobbit waiting up in the top of mid looks to send a message that Cloud9 are here to play. Ancient left waiting in the wings. And FaZe have got to pick it up.
Stats,
what a win for Cloud9.
KDR
right?
chasing
despite getting humiliated
on the last round.
And now we go to what could be an attempt.
Like, yeah, it's fucking lost, but at least fucking try.
Anubis,
right?
Cloud9 want to take down FaZe, waiting on a Grand Slam win later in the day. Cloud9 have giants to kill.
Like, there's a slight chance you can win the round. If you don't stats chase. He was looking for a pick first. Yeah, of course, look for a pick first. But don't look for a pick for so long that you physically cannot win the round. Even if you sprint to the bomb, run to the bomb site and no one shoots you. There's literally not enough time. Literally. So at least try. But yes, the run was dead, pretty much. Slight chance to blindly portal into the Pearl stronghold room, right? At least go for it in a finals. You can't reset that round, alright? It's the last round of the day. It's the last seed of the day. At least try the portal into the stronghold blindly. Is what I'm trying to say. What map? Fourth map? Ancient. Ancient. Do pros like Ancient? Or are they like indifferent about it? They like it. Depends on the team. I mean, you can be good or bad at a map, but you can appreciate the fact that it's a good map, regardless if you're good or not. It's more two-sided. I don't know anymore, they changed it. Well, I played a little bit after they changed it, but no one ever plays. Everyone on FaZe just has that map vetoed, so it's very rare to play. I'm not a bitch, I don't veto any maps, but a lot of peeps do.
And they said that once Giants ruled Malta, or at least lived here, but I can tell you right now the Giants are in the server.
Forsen, boot up CSGO.
Cloud9, finding our way into a fourth map. You can believe that FaZe thought it was right there in their grasp.
They give that out?
But perhaps Mirage is just too tall.
3% once,
bring you back
or is it like a daily thing?
It's Chad, and he's here to tell you about something frightened. What was that again?
Someone's sphincter. But look, and there's a few probably tightening right now, right? I know there's still 2 more maps needed for this Cloud9 reverse sweep here, but let's not fool anybody playing at home. We're in the green room, we're working out what are we doing with the gold bars, how are we presenting this phase, we're having the conversation about the end of the series right here. And
or have I gotten
phase
banned?
You win both pistols and you still don't win the map, right? There's a conversation to be had here about the turnaround now for Cloud9.
No. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not just about the pistols. It's all 6 halves basically was where FaZe had a good start, barring maybe the last one because they won the pistol and converted. And then Cloud9 won the first gun round and took it from there, right?
Lyric
Which is,
got it
you know,
too.
when you add that to the equation, you wonder if Cloud9 could win a pistol
but Lyric,
play from ahead a little bit.
He had
it's gonna get more tricky
he
for FaZe.
talked
But
to some inside motherfucker.
Great to see
over
Cloud9 being able to bounce back after that rough.
When I was starting my fucking
and we did say it, Shiro needed to show up.
For like,
Shiro needed to be a part of the conversation. And what we're looking at here is him doing just that for sure.
He did much better. Nafany also kind of joined for
Counter-Strike 1.
It's not my best, okay.
Probably because to up his hours.
Shiro, bro.
I mean, if I said it,
well, the fucking
minor old bad
so
seconds.
someone told him how the fucking giveaway of those keys work.
For Shiro, dude. Yeah, for Shiro, it was pretty important for him to show up. There you go.
Can we just post some context here? If people were just joining us from the end of that match, now being a best of 5, maybe you guys don't tune in all the time and haven't seen best of 5 series here that we have for ESL, but there's an extended break right now. Because when we talk about these matches, we always have the cliche, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but they need a bit more time right now to be able to just relax and focus in and get the energy back going into maps 4 and then maps 5, right? So right now we have about half an hour break between the end of that map and the start of the next, and
half an hour break
over here refueling and getting ready to go.
And I think you get that place pretty
often.
often.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
That's a
Mr. Juice or something?
No, we're not branding anything out here, man.
No, I was just curious.
It's like juices, protein shakes, and all that stuff, which is great. I remember, I think
think the first time we had a best-of-5 final and they added this extended break, and then the players were like, yeah, but what do we really eat? You know, no one thought about or something or...
Not pizza.
Well, we just have this pizza for you, right?
Man, y'all are doing them wrong like that.
So you like overload on carbs and stuff, and then you're like, the fourth map is starting, and you're like... the food coma is starting to settle in.
But this is way better. We discussed this at the start, though, right, Matthew? We expect by the time this series goes deep, even when it does get to a 5, that that's where Cloud9, with the way they approach the game, are at a disadvantage over a FaZe. Do you still think we're trending in that direction?
Yeah, I just believe that the break that we have now, although I do understand the reason behind, plays against Cloud9 because they finally pick up some steam, right? They probably would love to be able to run to map 4 with that of how they finished on Mirage.
Sure.
Because the last few rounds were the only moments in this entirety of the grand final where it felt like they were in control.
Yeah.
It never happened before. Couple of last 2v2s, 3v3s where FaZe were actually making mistakes and Buster was surprising them from CT spawn 2 rounds in a row. Communication is going a little bit crazy on the side of FaZe. If you're Cloud9, you want to jump in.
I think you're mispronouncing it. I think it's Booster.
Beta until they
it's
have
either
Should we
we
do
check.
like a, just want to be sure, like a Twitter poll or something? Or
Yeah, why not?
to
Use
us?
hashtag ESL Pro League, hashtag
I
Buster
don't care
or Booster.
about playing the game
Well,
now
spell them the
because
same,
they're
so we
going
won't
to
really
change
know.
so much
What you were talking
in
about,
terms
Matthew,
of
we had that in
balance and
Katowice,
fixes
right?
and
I mean,
whatever.
G2 is up 2-0 against Heroic. Heroic
only
is the third
interested
map.
in
You have
doing-
the extended break. Then you're thinking, wow. Actually, you look at the last 2 maps, it's Ancient and Vertigo in that series where you think like Heroic might actually have a good chance, but you know, G2 just closes it out. So whether we'll see that this time around, it's going to be interesting.
I honestly thought during that map right there, if Rain won that 1v2 on the B side with the Deagle, that was it. Like, they would have come back from that point. They would have all been fired up. Everyone would have been believing again, right? And at that point, they could have turned the game around and could have closed their own Mirage, get it done in the 3-0 fashion. Because after maps 1 and 2, especially maps 2, it felt like this series was done, right? So I am impressed with Cloud9 being able to piece this back together. But a part of this has to be the conversation about FaZe now understanding how close they were to touching those gold bars, right? Like, that pressure, you could see it. In certain moments, Karrigan getting a bit frustrated.
And I like that you mentioned Karrigan, because I think he has to be a topic of conversation towards the very end. You have to realize they were, up 11-7, probably moving on to the T side of Mirage. And this is where, as an IGL, your primary mission is to find a way to win rounds on the T side.
This is
definitely where you have to come through, right? I'm not saying he only has to do it. He's got players by his side who have to do their job, but he couldn't. He won 1 round out of 10 towards the very end. He was very frustrated. You could see on his face. Wasn't easy.
I'd say I'd change that a little bit. It's not his job to win the round. It's his job to put the team in a position to win the round.
Sure.
So if they get into like a 3v3 post plant and 2v2 post plant,
that's up to his players.
And then they lose some of those, and sure, like not every 3v3 is the same. You know, some of them, like your opponents are already set up for you. Some of them you have a lot of time and they're easier to close out, right? But as long as you're giving, especially a team like FaZe, right, that has a lot of great individuals, like they can win 2v3s, 3v4s, 2v4s, right? Like a bunch of crazy rounds with their skill and team play and whatnot. So I feel like as long as FaZe is doing that, that's fine. Like if they can't even get to the site and like they're getting completely shut out, like then that's a problem.
Fucking 25 minutes is a little bit long to wait.
So not many post plants is what we're saying.
3 defuses.
Yeah, but there was 2 rounds where they could have planted but didn't. They were going for the kill in the clutch, right? Like, so it's a bit of back and forth. I think also in a best of 5, like I feel like it's very similar to the G2 Heroic game, because it's like for G2 as well with the trophy, first one like after so much, and for Nico in Katowice, and you're like, all right, like we didn't 3-0, so what? We don't have to 3-0, we just need to win. And it's the best, man, the best time to have some mistakes and for the communication to get hectic is when you're up to.
Let me know if there is an upset. I'm gonna finish out Resident Evil, and then I have a couple of little games I think I downloaded. That's the plan, boys.